real quick, so I don't fuck this up. Your last name?
Tarropino.
Tarropino. I've been calling you Tapiro. I'm not fucking this up because I'm foreign.
Whatever.
I foreign. I thought.
Yeah, you're different. You're different.
Little different. Tarropino.
I'll tell you a funny story about foreign.
Tarropino.
So here's what you do. You're going to toast the front of it. You barely want the flame to hit it. So you don't see the flame because it's a torch, obviously. So you're just kissing the tobacco like this, right? Just to get it roasted. So what that ensures is an even burn.
Can we record real quick?
Oh, you want to do that?
Hold on, can we run that back?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Right.
We'll start over.
I'm just gonna
put it wherever you want.
Yeah, let's put that there.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is you're gonna slightly touch the tobacco with the flame, just enough to roast it. You want to just barely let the flame kiss the tobacco, just like this, so you get an even burn. And that's the pre-light before you actually put it in your mouth and actually light it. So you're going to do this for a couple of seconds to get all the tobacco charred. If you can see, it's all evenly charred.
Nice.
All right, and then you put it.
Puff from that stove, yeah.
That looked pretty.
So that's the process.
Classy.
Watching it might be hot. I mean, your fingers are probably like fucking asbestos anyway. But
yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Your fingers are hard. But that process is because you want it to burn evenly. Otherwise, if you just lit it off originally, instantly, you tend to get crooked and uneven burns. Yeah, so that's just one of the techniques.
Right,
yeah, that's good. And now you put it in and light it again and puff.
No, you're not inhaling.
You don't inhale tobacco on the cigar. Like hookah, I guess the same thing, right? Light it more. Make sure the whole thing is lit because you just got a little bit, and you can't overlight it.
Why do you look like you're inhaling?
You're good. You're good. Well, he's a smoker, right? You don't smoke.
I vape.
Okay, but you don't inhale the vape, do you? No. Oh, you do. Vape you inhale, right? But not hookah, you don't.
No.
Oh. All right, and so what you do with this is, I'm no authority. I've been smoking 36 years, but you just enjoy it. You take your time. You let the smoke cover your palate, and you detect different notes and different undertones of, because tobacco actually has different flavors.
How do you?
So now you puff it and light it again, and you'll see it'll start to flame up.
Get it, Billy.
There you go. Nice. You're like a pro. Look at you, William the Natural.
There
you go. Maybe I complimented a little too soon. That's it. Leave it down because it's probably hot. You don't want it to burn.
He jinxed it right there.
So there you go. Like a couple
You
of
could definitely taste. So I heard.
That's what you'll do. You'll wind up detecting there's pepper, there's cocoa, there's espresso, roasted espresso bean, depending on the blend of the cigar. I tend to smoke very dark, heavy cigars, so they
As you
have
said,
a lot
oily, right?
Yeah, so it's very oily. So they burn very hard, and they make. If you see at the end.
Can you tell us about like the oily?
So this is the sign of a well-aged cigar. This has been sitting in my humidor probably, like I said, 5, maybe 6 years. What happens is the natural oils and sugars of the tobacco, they permeate the cello, which is originally clear when you first get the cigar. So over years of aging, the tobacco, they mellow, they blossom, and it changes the flavors. It becomes like a wine.
Right.
Things like an aged steak, dry aged steak, wine, all the same premise. It ages and develops. So that's why this is so dark. This was originally clear.
And that is all the oil
Oils
residue.
and the sugars, right.
That's
absolutely.
beautiful,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. It's actually
Tastes good.
Yeah, this really tastes
those are good
good.
cigars. Yeah, I wouldn't bring you garbage. Those are good
No,
cigars.
no.
I don't have garbage, actually.
very
funny when guys say to me, bring me a cigar. I'd like to smoke it. You
Like a
sometime, but
Dutchie?
don't bring me anything good. They go, yeah.
like
I'm going to stop at the gas station and get you a grape.
That's what I do.
And get you a grape. No. So when guys say to me, bring me something, but not anything good, I go, I don't have anything bad. I don't buy bad cigars, and I don't smoke bad cigars, and I don't buy them to have to give to guys.
Sure.
You never give a guy a bad cigar. What you do is, especially if it's their first time out of the gate, you give them the best cigar. This way their experience is the best experience.
Absolutely.
Right? You don't go to a restaurant and say, give me your worst steak. You want the best steak,
Right, yeah.
so you're going to enjoy steak for the rest of your life, right?
Fatty. So this.
So I would
would
say that. Guys go down, I buy shit cigars and I give them to people. Why? You want them to enjoy a cigar. Get them a good cigar.
There's no respect.
That's what it is.
This would go really good with some scotch or some
You're a
whiskey.
drinker. I don't drink.
You don't drink, right? Yeah, this would go good with some scotch, man.
But people do
For
that
the
too.
Spices.
Bourbon.
Yeah, that's where you'll get peppery, you'll get spice. You know,
Yeah.
that particular blend, that's called the Diesel Uncut. That has a little pepper, it has a little spice. Now there's a technique called retrohaling. When you puff, you force it out through your nose, not inhaling. You just close off the back of your throat with your tongue, and when the smoke comes out of your nose, you pick up a whole bunch of different tastes.
Really?
Yeah, because 70% of your taste is
So
smell.
So you puff and then
Right, so I'll explain. I'll show it to you. I'll demonstrate it.
Yeah.
So you're just pushing it out through your nose without letting it go back into your lungs. So your tongue actually cuts off the back of your palate, and it comes up through.
let's try that.
Try it. You got a little through your nose.
I did.
Yeah, a little bit.
And you're right.
You'll
I
catch
do
more of
get
a
that.
peppery, more of a burn.
Yeah.
I like how my
The sinuses pick up more of the pepper.
I like how it burnt like the top part of my brain
palate?
immediately.
Oh, you catch that?
Oh,
yeah,
man,
that's funny.
this is
That's
good.
You really went in.
No,
But you guys
this
have
is
smoked
good.
cigars before, no?
Yeah.
All right, so it's not, you're not the virgins.
I used to smoke a lot of backwoods. Backwards
funny
or-
enough, I smoke something called Avanti. Avantis are like the old Ginzo.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
look like roots. They're like twigs, but they're anisette flavored. They're like licorice.
They look like
flavored.
cigarettes.
Yeah,
almost.
it's like Clint Eastwood cigar
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
Wild
yeah,
West.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so punk make my day.
Make my fucking day.
So I buy a couple of those, and they're really good actually, as a change off for something quick. They're little, and you could get a little,
Sure.
flavored. They're nice, but that's the same premise. Backwoods. What are those ones with the tips?
cigar, not cigar.
Yeah, cigarillo. Yeah, Black and Milds. Right. It's all along those lines. All the same stuff.
I do have a question.
Yes.
How do you ash? Do you wait till it falls, or do you? I know there's a technique.
You're really not supposed to ever knock the ash off, because when you knock the ash off, sometimes it takes what's known as the cherry off with it, the flame, what's keeping it lit. And the ash actually works as insulation to keep the smoke cool. So you don't want hot smoke. You don't want harsh, like heated smoke, because it
Correct.
destroys the taste.
Right.
So they'll naturally fall off when it's ready. Sometimes on your your pants, on your shirt, accidentally, whatever it is. But
I got a shitload burn on, so
yeah,
for my
that's what happens.
cigarettes.
All my cigar clothes have holes in them and stuff.
You got cigar
But-
clothes?
Yeah, the ones that I burned.
Really?
They wouldn't turn out.
Do
they
you
didn't
have
start
like a
out that
whole
way.
section of
Yeah,
cigar
like
clothes?
this side is
Get
cigar
the fuck
clothes.
out of
No,
here.
so what happens is they
That's
didn't start
awesome.
out that way. But once you burn it, you say, well, now that's a cigar shirt.
Yeah.
Right.
Use that when I'm in the
okay,
yard or
okay.
whatever.
I'm a pro at this.
Right, now this is my shirt when I'm going to burn my clothes.
Cigar
Yeah.
etiquette 101.
But
Cigar
what you'll
etiquette.
do is, exactly.
Cigar
right,
etiquette,
101.
man.
But what you'll do is when you feel like it's starting to get too long and you think it might fall off, you could give it a slight tap into the ashtray and see if it goes off.
Oh, good.
We don't want this on this because this is a military thing.
Yeah, it's really
No
I was
disrespect
just
to the military. You know that. We don't want to ash on
so
that.
we sharing.
But anyway,
thank you,
yeah, it's
appreciate
fine.
it.
Anyway,
I'm
enjoy them.
gonna
I'm glad you like them.
Yeah, no, this is amazing.
Yeah. What do we
I-
say when we all enjoy? Like, do we say salud, or we just kind of like
Whatever
take
it
a
is.
toast?
Let's go,
Yeah,
cheers.
cheers.
Yeah.
I thought there was like a culture to cigar smoking.
No, they don't have a particular cheer or a toast.
Got it.
They just say enjoy.
How big is actually the culture of cigar smokers? Because I know you guys
So
take this
unbelievably big. It's huge.
serious.
It's a legit lifestyle. Like there are people way more advanced than I am. They travel to Vegas and to Florida, where some of the main like.
Oh, there it goes.
See it, they go.
There it goes.
Some of the main like producers are, and some of the factories are. They go on tours. They go to these places called Cigarnival or Big Smoke, and they buy tickets for $250 to go
Really?
in. Yeah, it's crazy. So I see. I would never do that, but I know people every year. They say, "Listen, we're getting a bus and a bunch of guys, and we're going to go down. You want to come with us?" It's not me. It's all fat old men
Like
trying to get away for the
true
weekend.
aficionados
Yeah.
to cigar.
Yeah,
to
either that
cigar
or I guess
world.
maybe it's just another excuse to go like a Super Bowl thing.
Right.
They go away. Well, the guys
You
they
get it at
drink,
that
they
age.
get fucked up,
Right.
they smoke cigars, and they take pictures with all the model girls, and I don't want to do that. Like it's like going to a car show.
Right.
You see all these goofy kids like on Facebook. They got their arm wrapped around this gorgeous girl selling a car, and they're like the nerdiest, goofiest kid. They feel like they did something cool. It's not for me.
Right.
I'm not going this.
I want to be that guy. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's
I want to be
that-
the model.
Yeah. Well, so
Why
this
not?
is one of your hobbies. Like what? When do you usually like light one up?
So, given the opportunities my schedule allows, usually when I was working, I was able to stand outside the bars every night and have a cigar while I was interacting with the customers. Now that we're doing a cover and an ID scan, there's no chance.
Real quick, what do you do for work? Just
So I run security
Our
in
people
bars
know.
all over. Originally the tri-state area. Now I just limited it to Staten Island.
Okay.
So I run security. I have contracts with a couple different bars and restaurants, and I provide security for them, and as well as me being there on hand doing it as well.
I know you've been doing this for a long
Yeah,
time
you've known
because
me a long time.
you have kicked me out of plenty of places very respectfully. You have saved my ass plenty of times.
Yeah.
Like
I'll say
And,
to you like I say to other people when they say to me, I remember years back you threw me out. I used to say to them, more carried you out.
Yeah.
You'd get so drunk, I'd carry you out. It's very rare that I have to actually physically throw someone out. And I think I told you this in a conversation not too long ago. If it ever gets to the point where it's physical and I have to legitimately lay my hands on you, you've caused that to happen.
Yeah.
Correct. Because I've given you every
I vouch for
opportunity
that, by the
not
way.
to happen to the point of begging. And he knows this.
Yeah.
I will absolutely make myself look like a pussy, begging you not to make it go that way. Just to listen to what I say and let it end and let it go, and there's no hard feelings, and you come back another day. So if it ever escalated to the point where you got beat up, your fault.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100% your fault. And anyone who knows me over the years will attest to that. They'll say to you, or anybody else that say to them, I had a problem with that Anthony at the party the other night, he's a jerk off, whatever. And they'll say to him, what did you do?
Yeah, no.
Because Anthony's not that guy.
No.
So if this happened, you made it happen.
And you know something? There's actually an art to doing security, because I spoke to you before,
Yeah,
and
we
when I
had some
first
good
met you, and we
conversations.
talked about the whole security thing, and I noticed that night you literally were operating like gentlemen that
Absolutely.
I remember growing up
Absolutely.
back in the 90s and the 2000s, how you conducted yourself. Because right nowadays,
And that's a learned behavior, by the way.
Absolutely.
When you first come in,
it's like
everybody's...
a culture.
Right. And it's learned over years by guys that I've worked with that were older than I might myself. But when you first come in, and I say this to a lot of guys, they ask me all the time, you got a spot, I want to work and everything like that. I'd say, I almost rather not have you here, because you got the gung-ho mentality. You want to be the big tough guy, intimidating everybody. I see it already.
Right.
That's part of the problem.
Yeah.
You don't ever see me walking around trying to intimidate anybody or
No.
condescend or intimidate. I'm the host. I joke with everyone. I talk to everyone. I'm friends with everyone. And
You don't need to say much.
But a
either.
wise
You
person
carry
knows
the
you
way-
have an aura.
understandable.
Right, the way
Well,
he
yes.
carries it,
You
the
have
way
an
you
aura.
carry yourself.
Yeah.
Everybody
understandable.
knows Anthony, and everybody
And
knows
they know
that-
you're serious.
Right.
You know, if
You
it
don't-
had to go that way.
Exactly.
You could talk very low, very
Absolutely.
polite, and
Absolutely.
that is that to me that
But I
is
like
even
to think that...
that's
and-
very
and I
direct.
could be wrong. It could just be me delusional. But I like to believe that a lot of the, I'll say, abiding or agreeing with what I tell them to do goes on respect and likability.
Right.
I want to believe they like me, number one, and they respect me more than being afraid, because they know over all the years that they've hung out, and their parents have been customers in the bars. That's why these kids now say to me, I think my mother knows you,
Yeah.
your father knows you. I say, yeah, I'd probably throw them out. But it's funny, a couple of times they'll come up and they'll show me on the phone, like on FaceTime, they'll say, oh, it's my father. And I'll say, oh, I absolutely know him. He hung out here for years.
That's insane.
So it's very funny. Like,
Crazy.
I'm generational.
Yeah.
It's just like maybe going on third generation of customers, which is, I guess, not something to be proud
I
of.
definitely remember a time where, in my early 20s, I got in a little scrap, right, and it got out of hand. It was getting out of fucking hand. So all kinds of stuff is happening: bottles, beers,
Tables.
cakes, tables. Yeah, everything was just being
Yeah.
chucked
And you had a good crew back then.
Yeah, so we were all cool. Like we knew Anthony, and Anthony would give us maybe sometimes we handle your
Absolutely.
business,
You got
but
allowance.
but this time it went on for too long, so I'm fighting like the whole bar. Next thing I know, I thought it was the hand of God, right?
Yeah.
I got scooped. I'm in the middle. I see a foot here, and I see a dude right here. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I get picked up, and I'm like, I see Anthony behind me. I'm like, all right, bro, just we're going for a ride. Picked us up, walked us outside, stay here. And then I at that point, I just kicked the bat, and I was waiting for the kids to come out.
I went in like one by one, getting
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
groups out at a time. That was a big
Groups
melee that
of
night.
people.
Yeah, that was a melee.
You're
There was a
able.
good 15, 18 people.
Yeah,
involved.
you're able to scoop
Yeah,
people,
I was getting
which
4 or
you're
5 at a time.
incredible.
I got short arms.
I
I
know.
got T-Rex arms, but once I grab on, I hold on.
Yeah.
So I had, like I was saying, groups of kids, and James was with us at the time. He
Uh-huh.
worked with us, and he's so funny because all the years that I'd see him talking to the person, he was the voice of reason, and then I was the last recourse.
Right.
So I'd sit on the stool by the door, always, and I'd see him talking to them, and if the guy didn't, respect what he was telling them, I'd get up and come over.
Sure.
And if I'd come over when it was a fight, he'd yell, "He's coming!" And I'd
Yeah.
just come charging like Juggernaut. They
Already
used to
knew.
call me.
Yeah.
I just
I think
barrel.
that's good.
Yeah, I just
He-
barrel the entire fight to the floor and then drag them out. And he used to laugh. He used to go, "I couldn't get out of the way fast enough. I got caught up in it." But
Once
yeah,
you
that's
get
how-
once he gets involved, everybody knows. Like anybody that knows Anthony, once he gets involved, because like you said, you're very docile, you're very calm, but once it gets involved, you know it's serious
until
now.
the job calls for what has to be done.
Exactly.
And like I say, I hate for it to have to go that way, but if it does, I'm more than capable. So I just hate it to be that way.
Can I ask you a good question? It always went through my mind whenever I would kind of do, work some nights and I knew I had a venue and depending on who the promoters were, is there ever a night that you kind of, when you're going to work, that you're thinking about your safety or is it just...
So certain locations are problem locations.
Right.
And those particular nights when I'm getting ready to go to work, I'm already aggravated. I'm already saying, I just don't even want to go.
Sure.
I know it's going to be an issue. I know it's going to be a problem. And had it not been for needing the money, you don't want to do it, right? And
Yeah.
I said, this goes back to when guys say to me, I'm looking to work and I want to bounce. These young college kids who played football and they think they're
Sure.
tough guys. I say to them all the time, if you don't have to do this for a living, don't.
Yeah.
This is not the smart choice.
Yeah.
This is not a great way. They think it's all standing around talking to girls and making money.
Sure.
I said, yeah, until you get hit with a bottle, until
Right.
you're rolling around on the floor with 13 people. Yeah, it looks nice when I'm standing at the door and laughing and socializing.
Yeah.
But when there's a fight, there's a fight.
Yeah.
Your
And
life
then-
gets threatened. You could get
Listen, I've
stabbed.
been shot. I've been stabbed. Listen to me.
That's serious.
It happens.
Yeah.
That's serious.
God, remember, listen, I've been
Serious
bouncing
stuff.
37 years.
Wow.
So you're never going to go through the entire career unscathed.
Cool.
You're going to get hurt. I've taken my lumps where I've been pounded. You just can't win every fight. You know what I mean? And the fight is not your fight, but sometimes they turn it on you. You know what I mean? A lot of times you're breaking up their fight, but they're frustrated, they're angry, they don't want you grabbing them,
It's
so
like-
now it's your fight.
It's like the crazy boyfriend-girlfriend
Absolutely,
relationship.
yeah. I mean, I can't tell you
Yeah.
how many of those domestics
Those were some of the bad nights for
I've
myself.
broken up domestic fights, saving the girl from
Yeah.
the guy choking her
Mhm.
to have her hit me,
Which is crazy.
to leave her man alone. Get your hands off my man.
I was just gonna ask you that.
I've
How,
saved you.
Yeah.
He was
how,
choking
how
her
many
at the bar.
times were you trying to like break fights and then both the parties just turned on you and started like, you know what? Now we're both gonna fight you.
Well, you'll never have the opposing fights both turn on you. What they will do is, when you break it up or you intercede, the side that was maybe getting the better of them will get tough now because they know they have you to stop the other guys from getting to them, which is not always the case. Because I used to say to them, you keep barking and you keep getting stupid, and I can't hold them all back. I could do what I could do, but someone's going to get you.
Exactly.
So don't get tough when someone is automatic. You know how it is. You're between them and they start getting, now they get, peacock. They swell up and
Exactly.
they start showing off. But I'm talking about specifically domestic situations where I've had a guy choking a girl at the bar with his hand cocked up, ready to smack her, and I wrapped him up and pulled him off. I didn't beat him up or anything, and she hit me in the back of the head with a Heineken bottle.
See,
Get your hand off my man. Like, it didn't break or anything.
I was gonna
but-
say, like,
no,
that's-
no, no, listen to me. It was full. She picked it up, it was dribbling down her arm, and she smacked me in the back of the head. I saw like a flash.
that's one of
Yeah.
them toxic relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I said, maybe they almost like that. Like, he beats her
Yup.
up, chokes her up, and they go home and fuck.
Sure.
Yeah,
But what do I know? I was early in the business,
I've been a
right?
victim to a couple of those relationships.
Yeah,
What do they call
I
that?
understand. Listen to me.
Yo, it's
different
the
if I was participating, but I'm getting
S&M
beat up.
I
kind
get
of
it.
like
Listen,
confrontation.
I get a little, Billy. I get a little like you hit me with a bottle, man.
turned on.
Oh man, get another one.
bottle.
Listen what I say.
get
You
a-
thro me with a pebble.
Get a 40,
I
bro.
Yeah,
just,
you're
like,
good to go, right?
Let's go.
Bro, what's
So
the
I'm gonna tell
gallon
you how
at?
funny. I remember that specifically. That specific incident I'll never forget because I was early on in my career. It was in Brooklyn at a place called TJ Bentley's,
TJ's Bay Ridge.
3rd Avenue in Ovington. I was only maybe 17, and a retired detective from my old gym put me to work. Actually thinking I was older than I was. He didn't know how young I was. But he was from my gym. I used to train at 5th Avenue Gym, 5th Avenue Bodybuilding in Park Slope. And he said to me, if you're looking to work some nights, I'll put you in. So I went to work with him, and it was all older. These are in their 30s, divorcees, and the real disco era at
Yeah.
that time. It was the height of disco.
Good times.
So I was hanging. Yeah, it was great times. I was
Yeah.
hanging out. I was having a good time. I was making a few dollars. I was meeting girls. Great time. And then one of these guys was beating up his girlfriend, and I stopped him, and she hit me. So I actually said,
Betrayal.
I should have let him kill you. I was
Yeah.
trying to stop him from hurting you. I should have let him kill you. But regardless, I learned from that, and the other guys told me this too. The veterans, how
Yeah.
you learn. He said, listen, in domestic situations, you don't take sides. He says, if you don't know what she did or what he did to cause it,
Exactly.
you get them both out.
Yeah.
He said, so wrap them up, or, you stopped him from hitting her, which was the right thing to do, but don't automatically assume she's going to side with you and say, you're the Prince Charming that came riding in on the white horse to save me. She's going to side with the boyfriend. You know,
That's
and
just
that's
the
exactly what
case.
happened.
Yeah.
She went home with
That's
him, and she
always the
probably
case.
blew his brains out.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's funny. You try to help, and then like to me that seems like a betrayal. You're there for her, and then next thing you know,
Remember
she's
this.
the one.
and this will parallel to you in your military career. You've done valiant, honorable efforts to protect our country and serve our country, and the government will betray you.
Of course.
That's no different. I'm working for a place, and I thought I was doing the right thing, and I was protecting the underdog,
Sure.
and they turn on you.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's parallel.
It
Don't-
seems like that's what life is.
It's the way it
You know,
works.
the way the life
the way it
is
works. It's
is
crazy.
you're gonna get
But
stabbed in the
What's
back.
a good night? So then, I mean, we got the bad, right? So what would be a typical good night
so
for
a good night, and to be honest,
professional
in this day and
bouncer?
age, there's really no more good nights. Everything's an issue. There's always a problem.
Always a problem.
Because it's all young punk kids
Okay.
out there doing drugs. And unfortunately, you have to say this, it's not just that the generation is drinking and doing drugs. They're genuinely stupid, this generation. They're uneducated, stupid. They think they got all the answers, and they're stupid. That's a bad recipe for a cake. Stupid, drunk on drugs, showing off in front of girls, you know, trying to be tough with groups of boys. It's never a good night anymore.
See, we were like
Never a
that,
good
but we had respect.
Different times, and you just
It
went
was
out
a
for different
different-
reasons.
yeah.
You just go out with a bunch of guys to hang out, have a few drinks, some laughs, maybe meet girls. These guys' intentions are not that anymore.
No.
They go out in groups like it's like the lions at the watering holes looking to get the zebras. They look to fight right away.
Right away.
It's never an issue.
But
never
they
not an
don't
issue.
fight.
No, they don't fight. They jump.
They
6
talk,
on
they
1.
jump,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
do a lot like little chihuahuas. They
Yeah.
but
They're
when
sneaky though.
yeah, no, I know.
You know, they will come behind you and sly rap and think they're gonna do some damage. But
Sly rap, I like that one.
used to be that's an old school.
We're
word.
comparing these
Sucker
people to
Sucker
animals,
punch,
by the
right?
way.
Sucker
What do they
punch.
call it nowadays? What do they call it?
Sucker punch.
Sucker punch, sly rap, you know, whatever it's called. But I'm old. I'm a dinosaur. But
Man, you
don't
look
look old.
amazing.
well, now
How
I
old
got
are
the
you?
Santa Claus. I'm 50 now.
Freaking
And I've been doing this
incredible.
Like I said,
you look
since
incredible.
1985. I started bouncing.
Yeah.
So you know, I got some years.
You've
there.
seen a lot. I mean, talk about
You
seeing
know what's funny? Like
a lot of
people say to me,
trends.
You've seen everything.
Yeah.
You've seen every trend change between rock, disco, techno,
Yeah.
you know, house, freestyle. I've been through it all.
What is your favorite?
You're a celebrity in that sense.
Absolutely.
As far
Oh,
as
he's
the crowd,
on the
I mean,
island.
I say that not to, you know, I don't concede it in any way, but everyone knows me. Anywhere I go, I've been out so many years working between gyms, clubs, you know, restaurants, bars,
That's culture.
and Staten Island is
I
small.
love it. Yeah,
You
Staten
know,
Island.
so you listen to me. I mean, you could work an ice cream stand and everyone's going to know you.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah, I
true.
just happen to be out a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But as far as what's the best, I think every particular era had its own good time. Until I have to say, the last few years turned into shit.
Few years, as in like a
Maybe
decade.
the last 7, 8 years.
Close to a decade.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
probably close to a decade. Because even prior to this, like recent, we still had some good nights mixed with the bad. Now it just transitioned into bad all the
So,
time.
do you question those bad times? And if you do, what's kind of sort of the answer to that question? What do you attain it
So
to?
it's funny that you say that because even I think I said it to you a couple of times, even in our years, a couple of conversations we had over the last few times we met. I say to you, easy, bro. Don't
Billy don't smoke like I do.
I'm enjoying it so much.
I'm about to
running
light a
dry.
cigarette right now.
don't get choked up over my hand.
I know.
You're getting emotional.
It's emotional.
You're getting emotional.
It's an emotional
I was just about
experience.
to say to you,
Billy.
I'm at the tail end of my career where I'm
Yes.
starting to doubt it and say, I had enough. I got to get out. I can't do it anymore.
Okay.
That's the answer. When you
Got
say to
it.
me, how bad does it get? Almost every night after it's all said and done, I say, I just can't do this anymore. I don't have the head anymore. Maybe I became the angry old man and I'm yelling at the kids speeding down the block. You know, like, slow down, you punks.
Yeah.
I'm that guy.
You don't need to.
I hate everybody. I
Right.
just
Like,
can't
now
do
you're
it. My
babysitting.
tolerance is gone.
Yeah.
And I never had that. Like I said, you could push me to the limit
Sure.
before I was a volcano. Now, I come out of the gate ready. I hate everyone. I'm so angry. I'm so pissed off. Like I say, I yell at the kids in the neighborhood. They're playing basketball outside. I go, well, go play at your house. You're making noise. All I hear is that ball bouncing. I go, go down to your house.
You might
feel
be
bad
that
afterwards?
neighbor.
I'm that neighbor.
Do you
might
feel
be that
bad
neighbor.
afterwards, though?
Yeah, I say as I'm
Then
doing
you're a
it.
good person.
As
It's
I'm doing
okay.
it, I
As long
say
as
to
you feel
myself,
bad. You're not that old guy
Listen,
yet.
but I'm saying that like I'm sitting
You're getting
inside,
there.
Oh,
I'm watching a movie.
Bad when I yell at the
Yeah. When I'm sitting inside, I'm watching a movie, and I hear the boom, 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 boom. I go, these fucking kids. I go, my man, listen to me. You're bouncing that ball for an hour. Go down by your house. Right? And as I'm saying it, I say, I'm my father or my grandfather. I hear myself saying it. I can't stop myself.
It's like natural.
Yeah.
You know?
Or if I'm outside, like cutting the lawn or washing the car, and people come flying down the street in their cars or whatever. I go, you got kids here. Slow down.
Yeah.
I used to be the kid doing donuts in the street.
Yeah.
No more. No.
You know, I think we all become in that way.
I find myself getting like that, but if I see there's a respectable knucklehead in the bunch, I actually have like empathy. You know, I show empathy to that one individual.
You always hope
in the
he
moment.
can be the voice of reason who can talk sense into his boys, but they're not listening to him. They're not listening to anybody. Like I said, I had a couple of incidents recently, and there's the one guy who was always trying to calm it down, saying, bro, I got them. I said, well, listen to me. Handle it, or I have to. Give you the opportunity, but, they're not listening to him. They're just punks. These kids don't care. There's no respect. There's no etiquette. There's no honor. They're just wild.
Yeah, so I would attain that thought process that you have now to everything you just said.
Yeah.
That you notice there's a decline.
Over all the years, I've watched the degradation.
The moral compass is gone.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. I say that. And it's going to be years, maybe decade, before it reverses. You almost say, like, you guys might still be around by the time the world reverses back to what it was that we knew, or even some similarity.
Right.
I won't be around. It'll be way too long.
You know what's gonna change? When the change is gonna come again is when we face another enemy, a big war that's gonna humble us. When we start losing our brothers and sisters, the thing is, the next one might happen here, and these kids are so dumb. Exactly the trends you see, and they're gonna cause
this. That lighter, Bill.
Yeah.
So I'll show you another little technique.
Yeah.
So see, like when it's starting to burn crooked.
Canoe?
Well, no.
I've been turning it.
Yeah, you turn it. That's a smart idea too. But you just happen to light yours perfectly where it didn't burn.
Well, I learned from the best.
So there you go. So and I screwed up.
Woo!
So see,
All that choke is paying off.
This has like a half inch of unevenness. All you do is call a touch up. It's just a slight. The part that's not burning, you just touch like that. You see it?
Yeah.
That's an art too.
That is.
Yeah, you notice.
There's definitely an
skill
art.
and
Good techniques and arts.
Absolutely.
Yeah, smoking cigars has
That's why it's culture.
Funny. I don't know if I answered your question, but reaching back, you said how large is the community and the culture. It's tremendous. There's people from all over the world that go meet and smoke and they trade and buy and sell with each other.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean,
it's really.
I like to attribute it to a classy, gentleman-like type thing.
Yeah.
But it also spread out into the redneck, beer can drinking, race car driving community as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of, when I was living in Florida for a couple of years, there's a lot of toothless, redneck, meth head sister fuckers.
What, in the cigar world?
Yeah,
Now,
there's lounges all over Florida.
But there's always a difference. So there's got to be a difference in, I would assume, probably the
quality
of the cigar.
I don't know. I mean, some of them know cigars.
Hey, y'all.
Just like they know beer. Like they know crystal meth.
Yeah.
They know the quality of the drug, right? So there's got to be.
Shout out to Breaking Bad.
There's aficionados, right?
Hey, y'all.
Right?
Y'all heard about the cigar? You sprinkle some meth in there?
Yeah, no, listen, it's not even funny.
I had a neighbor
in
my sister,
Florida.
too.
I had a neighbor in Florida. My experience with Florida was a negative one. I didn't like it. And I might be one of the only few people who didn't like Florida, because everyone I talk to say that. They go, everyone who moves to Florida or lived in Florida love it. I found it to be a negative thing. I didn't enjoy it. But trying to make friends and trying to meet people, aside from the gym, which is always a common connection,
Sure.
I had a lot of good gym friends there, and I happened to work in the gym there. I was a trainer and a manager. So,
nice.
Yeah, it was nice in a place in Tampa. So I still keep in touch with them. It's years later now. I'm home a few years already. And I still keep in touch with them. We're still very tight, and we still get along. It's a great time. Open invite to come down anytime. Sure. But the immediate people in the area, right, neighbors and people in the development that I lived in, because everyone lives on a golf course, you know that.
Absolutely.
Because that's what it is. So I lived on a golf course.
Florida's one big golf course?
It's golf course.
It's a golf course.
Bougie crocodiles and
Alligators.
everything.
Armadillos. Listen, I didn't know anything. I was a city kid. I'm living in Florida. I used to open my garage and sit outside with a chair and smoke a cigar. And armadillos walk up to you and you're petting them and everything. And I say, oh, these are funny animals, man. Look how cute they are.
Yeah.
You pet them, they roll over into little balls, they jump up and lick you. And then a guy in the
jump up and lick you.
Yeah, they lean up on your legs like a dog.
Very
and they lick your hands and
interactive.
you're petting them. Yeah.
Good community.
It was fun. I mean, since I had no friends.
Yeah, people pay high
I
taxes
was
over
the
there.
Dr.
So
Doolittle.
Will you
everybody's
introduce
respectful.
Cigar Armadillo to your
To the
cigar?
cigar.
To your cigar?
I was very selfish. I keep it away. So you're not ready for this. But now,
You're not hard enough.
you're a Florida armadillo. You're not
Yeah.
too
Soft.
armadillo, right? But so a guy in the gym who happened to be a sheriff, because that's all it's down there. Sheriffs, correction officers, and hospital workers.
Okay.
There's no other careers unless you own a restaurant or something like that. But
Yeah.
actual jobs. Guy says to me, I said, I sit outside at night. These armadillos come out and stuff like that. He says, don't touch the armadillos. I said, why, they're protected species or something? He goes, no. They carry leprosy in their saliva.
What?
I go, leprosy in their saliva. I said to my girl that I was living with at the time, where the fuck are we living? I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from Red Hook. I'm getting licked with leprosy animals here. I got these snakes in my garage.
You got snakes
There's
in the
lizards
garage.
between the screen and the glass.
Yeah.
I go, in the pool, I got to skim out frogs and grasshoppers all day long. I go, where are we living? This is not me. Craziness. But
So
yeah,
you-
armadillos.
so-
So the armadillos had, they have.
So you say F Florida.
I left. I told you this.
Oh, there you go.
When we were renting a house, but we didn't buy. We were renting a house. And by the way, listen, a gorgeous house, a mansion, like a Scarface house,
Oh.
for $720 a month.
Unbelievable.
I had legit marble dolphins spitting salt water across each other in the pool. The house was ridiculous.
Is that house still there?
Listen, I'm sure it is. I left.
might
The
go to
world is
Florida
yours.
myself.
Listen to me.
Yeah, the world is yours.
Right, I
every-
could have had like the neon glow.
Oh my
The house
God.
was
Christ.
absolutely insane. And she used to say to me, look how beautiful it is and look what we have down here. And I used to say, of course it's beautiful. They have to offer you this to entice you to come down. Nobody in their right mind would move down here for anything else. If you didn't have a nice place, so say it was the same money as it was here.
Right.
Why would I go? If I had to pay the same to live there, it's too hot for me. I'm not a hot weather person. Obviously, I'm not built for the heat. It's boring. I'm New York, cement under my feet. I'm active. I need, high strung, my OCD
Sure.
and my anxiety. I would walk around the house losing my mind.
I need the concrete jungle.
I was locked in. You're in the house 18 hours a day. There's
Yeah.
no place to go. It's too hot to leave. And between work and then home, that's it. I wasn't doing anything. So what I was getting back to is my neighbor right next door to us. I'm in the backyard, which was gorgeous, like I said. Glassed-in pool with ceiling fans, retractable roof, full outdoor kitchen. I mean, it was the life.
Sure.
Smoking a cigar, and I smell cigar coming from the other side. And I say to the guy, I'm trying to make friends, right? I go, hey, my neighbor. I go, what are you smoking over there? Cigar.
Cigar?
That's my answer.
Oh,
Cigar.
yeah.
I go, yeah, enjoy, man.
That's your period.
That's it.
Right,
Huh?
yeah, it's over. That's it. Cigar,
it.
meaning leave me alone.
It's
Don't
not
talk to me. I don't
open-ended.
want to be your friend.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Floridians, huh?
Bad, bro.
What's the matter with you guys?
No, listen, I hear cigar, I'm shutting up. I don't give
Yeah,
a
I
fuck
said that
about
to him. I said, I didn't want to know.
be
Forget
from
about it.
Ethiopia.
Not even to say to him, listen, I'm into cigars myself, and what do you got? Or maybe I'll come over with smoke,
Yeah.
or you come over and smoke. No. As soon as he shut me down, he said, yeah.
Cigar.
Like, asshole, what do you think it is?
Or you went into
That's the
bouncer
answer.
mode.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
No.
I didn't. Listen,
I was like, he's incognito.
out of respect for my girl, and
Yeah.
she had kids that I was helping raise at the
Oh,
time.
got it.
I caught myself not getting confrontational with a lot of situations in Florida because I'm so high strung and my anxiety, and I had to try to adapt to the fact that everything was slower. And she grabbed me a few times saying, relax, just go easy. And I said, I'm trying, but I really can't. I'm jumpy.
Yeah,
I'm jumpy. I
definitely.
want move.
I
already.
feel you.
You weren't
Not my
feeling
environment.
comfortable in the situation. And yeah, that could give you a lot of anxiety. You want to go home. This is
I'll give
home.
you
Is
a
that
quick funny
different?
story.
Sure.
When I first moved down, we got the house finally situated, furniture all in place, and we had to go to the grocery store and load up the refrigerator with food for us and the kids, right? So we had nothing. We went to the local Publix, which is their big shop, right?
Sure.
Right? And we load up the wagon and we get everything we want, and we're online, and everyone's going to talk to you. There's no like when I'm at Stop and Shop here or Shop right here, nobody
Yeah.
makes eye contact. There, hey, you guys new to the neighborhood? The kids are beautiful, and have you tried going to this place yet and going to that
Yeah.
place yet? We all say, yeah, no, we're new. We're going to try it out. Once we get situated, we'll see all the activities in the area and stuff. Thank you, nice. And we get to the register finally after the third person, and the woman is the same thing. Everything she scans is a 5-minute conversation.
Oh.
Yo, you guys look great. I'm glad you moved down. Beep, and she puts it in the bag, and she says, "Hey, did you ever think about going down to the thing?" And I go,
Cigar.
Yeah,
Cigar.
So I say, yeah, no, we're gonna check it out. And so she beeps things. she finally does everything. I put everything in the wig and everything in the bags. And she has like the last bag. She's holding ransom. She's not going to finish her conversation. You're not leaving.
She knows.
I got to say what I got to say. So she's got the bag. And I says to her, no, I know, sweetheart. I says, let me grab that. I said, I want to get this stuff home. She's like, yeah, and the kids will love this.
Oh, come on, lady.
So I says, no. I said, listen, we're definitely going to. Thank you. I said, you'll see us around. We'll be in and out. We're right here. I said, let me grab that bag. And she's talking and talking. I said,
Juggernaut is coming out.
Now when I was starting to get aggravated. So my
Was your
girls,
neck getting hot right here?
listen, I was already aggravated.
Yeah.
I said, I just want to get out of here.
You was getting
so
hot.
my girls, and there's people behind us,
He
and they're
went from
waiting.
skin to steel.
Yeah. I was doing like fucking Colossus.
Yeah.
So my girl's tapping me. She goes, just relax. I said, yeah. I go, later. I says, listen to me. You want to give me the bag? I said, the fucking ice cream is soup. I was trying to get everything home. And I got to go back and get the ice cream. I got to switch that for another ice cream. You held it for so long, I got soup.
Turn into a shake.
Yeah, I got liquid. I said, bro. And my girl's like, just relax. I go, I can't do this. I can't have a 20-minute conversation every time I leave the house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're going through the toll booth. The old man and his fucking... They lean out of the thing. They lean out of the little booth. They want to talk to you.
Yeah.
They have nothing to do. They're retired. They don't talk to anybody. Where you guys heading today?
Oh,
yeah,
my
beautiful
God.
day. I go,
That's encouraging for you to
Listen
get
to
the sun pass.
well, that was the other thing. So I was only down a few times on vacation before we actually moved, and that was my first experiences with the toll. And I'd say the toll is 35 cents.
Right.
I used to say to my girl, I'll run the toll and pay the $200 fine. It's worth it for me not to have a 20-minute conversation with this guy every time. I'll take the fine.
Fuck that, right?
I'll take the fine.
Yeah, no,
I
don't
go
blame
to the
you.
house back in New York because they get it off your plate. I'll pay the $200.
Absolutely.
I don't want to talk to this guy every time. They lean out with their, it looks like a loaf of Wonder Bread. They wear a white jacket with all different colored dots on it. All different colored dots. That's their uniform.
Yeah.
They look like a loaf of Wonder Bread. Every time he pulled out, I'd say,
You had enough. You had enough.
Listen,
Quick.
Nothing about Florida, like I said, was a positive experience other than my gym friends and the few guys that I met. I hated it.
Point taken. It's good to visit, not good to live.
Yeah,
If you're
100%
from
a
New York
vacation
City,
spot.
It's 100%.
Or you're retired and you go down with New York money
And you die.
and you're
die.
going down there to die.
You go to Florida, die.
Well, you're gonna live it up.
Yeah, for a while.
Where would you go if
hot.
you had to do it again?
So I was
with money?
on the West Coast, well, right on the Gulf. So like Clearwater,
Naples, all
Tampa.
that. Oh,
no, that's
north.
not even near me.
Okay.
We were West Coast.
West
right on
Coast.
the
I'm
water.
sorry. Yes.
So from what I know, that everyone I
That's
talked
Italy.
to says, oh, you got to go to Miami or South Beach or Fort Lauderdale or wherever else it is. Any other place probably
Sure.
from where I was.
Yeah,
Any
yeah.
other part of Florida apparently was better. So
I don't know. Orlando Kissimmee's kind of like.
listen, but I would think that's more tourist trap too. Isn't like Kissimmee has
Yeah, and it's very, very, very
Orlando
diverse.
has the parks and all of that. It's
Yeah.
very expensive. But I'm gonna tell you something else about Orlando because we took the kids to Disney. I don't know if it's Land or World in Orlando. It's one of the two.
Disney World.
It's World.
Yes.
Okay, so aside from the park and their properties, it's ghetto.
You're right.
All surrounding Orlando is ghetto.
Bungalows.
We drove through
So it's like
trailer
a-
park areas
Yes.
and ghetto areas until you reach Disney's property, which then becomes a fortune.
Yeah.
Everything you do is expensive.
Utopia almost.
Yeah, like it's exactly right. Like you went into like the land of the lost.
Yeah.
It was all of a sudden rainbows and waterfalls.
You feel like a kid at that
I was
point.
like,
Leprechauns
wow,
and unicorns and shit jumping around.
Like, it was like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
Yeah,
When you get
yeah.
to the gates, everything all of a sudden was unbelievable.
You might get robbed by Willy Wonka outside the joint.
Yeah, well, that's exactly
See,
that.
but that
The chocolate
resonates.
factory was outside.
What kind of chocolate they selling?
It was chocolate factory.
You
Like
sure it was
chocolate
chocolate?
ash or whatever. Listen,
The fucking doodle water
here's what I'm gonna
chocolate.
everything was expensive once you went within the confines of Disney.
Absolutely.
Even gas was up an extra $1. You go into the Speedy Mart to get like drinks for the kids for the ride and stuff, and everything was
How
expensive.
hypocritical is that?
Disney is a
How-
listen, it's a conglomerate. It's a
It's a
it's
business.
a monopoly. It's
And people pay.
so one of the
NWO.
funniest memes I've ever seen. People pay and they pay
Yeah.
dearly, and they save up for the whole year to take the kids to Disney.
I stayed
It
at the
costs you
Polynesian Resort 4 years in a row.
thousands.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so worth it though.
Yeah. I mean, it is if
The
that's
experience.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
day.
But so
day.
I read a funny meme years back after Disney because I'm not a Disney guy. My sister's a Disney freak.
Yeah.
She loves anything to do with Disney. I never got caught up in it, but there's a meme that says, you know, like you have humans set mouse traps. This says this is a human trap set by a mouse.
Ah,
Exactly
that's
that.
witty,
Disney
but it's
is
true.
Exactly that. It's a human trap. They use the mouse as their icon, and they set the trap, and they get people
Flock.
billions and billions.
Whoever-
of dollars.
And they
came up
get the
with
young.
No, go ahead.
No, they get the kids young. Because young minds, they see Disney, they're like, I want to go to Disney. And then you get sucked, and then who's paying? You're paying.
Of course you're paying.
They're brainwashing your
Listen,
kids. You're paying for them brainwashing your kids.
There's probably not an item or a memorabilia or anything that you can't get that Disney doesn't make. They make clothing,
Everything.
movies,
They have their own
cups.
channel, apps.
If you go
everything.
there, anything you want to buy, they have.
They were one of the first to mass produce masks when we went into
Were they?
COVID.
Disney?
And yeah, they started selling.
So they have like
Really?
like
Yeah.
the little,
That's
like the little Mickey Mouse symbol on it.
everything, 2 packs with Mickey Mouse and people gobbling them up.
$15
Star
a
Wars,
mask.
yeah. Then they were out of stock.
Yeah,
Then you
yeah.
get put on a list. I mean, talk
Listen,
about a business venture after
We
a business
went
venture.
actually because my sister was there on her honeymoon. My sister, who's a Disney freak,
Yeah.
went on her honeymoon. So we drove down for the day to meet them at the resort they were staying at with the kids to spend the day with them on their honeymoon because they were still living in New York and we
Sure.
were already living in Florida. So we drove down and we went in and we were able to park on the grounds and meet them at whatever gate that they had the bracelets for.
Yes,
like all
for like the
inclusive bracelets.
fast
Yeah,
pass.
like they.
You know, Nazi Germany did the same
That's
thing.
what I'm saying. Listen to me. It was like Auschwitz.
Yeah.
I had to
Straight
scan
up.
my bracelet to get let in. You can't go to the bathroom unless this band is color
Papers,
coordinated with
please.
this area.
Yeah, get the dog.
You get the cups,
Yeah,
and the cups
just
are
like that.
refillable all
Yeah.
day long with your bracelet. Like, it was insanity. I said, no. And people were lined up in masses. And we went in the pool and we spent the day, which, like I said, it's a great
Like
experience.
like sheep.
But listen, it's expensive.
It's expensive. It is.
And it's just not for me. I
And
don't
you could
like
definitely travel the world. If you have a family of 4, you could travel the world and
Disney's
pay those same
everywhere, right?
rates. Say again?
But isn't Disney everywhere? Like, every
Everywhere.
country has a Disney.
Every country, well, I think Japan, Europe, somewhere in Europe. I think Paris, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. But yes,
Wow.
it is global.
Worldwide.
I mean, they're in your TV, they're in your phone, they're there. They're always there. You know,
Yeah.
you hear Disney all the time because they're involved in stuff like mask making and mass producing.
Well, I mean, and
the
then
vaccine.
they're
I don't know. They're
acquiring,
probably
like-
making the vaccine too.
They're
Are they?
acquiring.
You pointing at me? Is that true? What do you know about this?
I
one?
don't know if is it Disney or what's the other huge organization or whatever it is that they say no. It's probably one of those. It might be Disney. They were saying at some point it was associated with like Satanism and the devil worship
Because they were acquiring all these networks and becoming
I don't know
one.
if that was the reason or if certain symbols that they have.
Oh, in their movies,
This is about like perverted
Yeah,
things,
yeah,
like
they
they'll
say,
show
like,
pieces.
conspiracy
and,
theory
uh,
stuff.
Disney.
Yeah.
and
Sex,
the
Disney,
old school
right?
Disney.
It is Disney?
spelled
Yes.
out sex in
Craziness,
Timon and
bro.
Pumbaa, like the
Yeah.
Lion King.
But you know,
stuff
listen,
like
you
that.
could
There's a lot of
probably
subliminal
find that
messages.
stuff in anything if you
Mhm.
look hard enough.
Yeah.
And if you stare hard enough, everything becomes something.
Exactly.